The state would never allow inmates to wear their regular attire while being transported to prison, as evidenced by the felon in front of Vincent wearing standard prison clothes. Arriving at this maximum security prison is more like checking into a heavily armed hotel.
New fish.
Hey, what the hell? What are you doing?
Go on! Go, Dragon Man, kill him!
Huh?
Take him down!
You idiot.
Guy who just finished talking about how much he's been paid to kill Leo gets distracted by someone who was pushed into the cage and wasn't fighting and decides to kill him first.
Stay the hell away from me, okay?
He didn't intentionally get near you. He was pushed into the fight you were involved with and saved your life. Considering Vincent is trying to get close to Leo, he sure is fortunate that this guy keeps attacking Leo every chance he gets, so Vincent can build trust by saving him. Otherwise, Vincent had no chance of getting Leo to trust him. A prison would not keep chef knives within reach of inmates in the mess hall. Women also don't normally work within male prisons for the very obvious reasons. I know the devs are Swedish, and Swedish prisons are probably a lot nicer than those in the US, but they set this game in 1972 America. Your prison has to be run by those standards. Vincent has to distract a nurse and a guard while Leo steals an electrician's chisel. Distracting the nurse is fine, but Vincent didn't have a view of the guard from his position in the bed to know that he needed to distract him as well. The windows are unlocked and don't have bars on them here, and this ledge is right next to the warden's office, which is also just an unbarred window. And from his office is just jumping over rooftops to escape. This game should have been called Multiple Ways Out. Take your pick.
The fuck do you know about Harvey? Who you been talking to? The walls are thin in here. Am I supposed to believe that? Let's just say that you and me have something in common. We both want him dead.
Leo actually buys a story that he just happened to meet someone in the same prison who was screwed over by the same guy and wants to break out and take revenge on Harvey with him. And this new guy just happens to be placed in the cell next to him and saved his ass twice in one day.
What's up, Leo? I need to get up on that roof. Can you make it happen? It's gonna cost you.
I was holding off mentioning all the times this game rips off the Shawshank Redemption because I wanted to let those sins collapse into a big heavy mass I could slam this game with effectively, and boy does it not disappoint. You've got the intro sequence with Vincent being hosed off, the warden who looks exactly like the warden from Shawshank, the well-connected black character who can move contraband around, and finally a scene of prisoners tarring a roof and asking for beers. Leo needed to get on this roof to grab the chisel he hit on the ledge. I'm just wondering why he couldn't lean out the window like he did before and grab it. Metal padlocks can be easily broken with a broom handle. Every cell in this block has an escape hatch built into it behind the toilet. Seriously, that's the only way to explain how both Leo and Vincent have these hatches in their cells that are sealed with just a little mortar. I don't even see any plumbing in the wall or floor that the toilets could have connected to, and the toilets are not bolted to the floor like every other toilet in the world.
Let's wait until the lights go out.
So why didn't you also wait until lights out to chisel away the mortar instead of distracting guards while each of you worked? I'm sure breaking pipes and stopping circulatory fans won't attract any maintenance attention over the several days you were putting together your escape route.
We're gonna need something to get down there. Yeah, we do. Hold on. I'm thinking sheets.
It needs stating that the fun and escape from prison story is seeing the characters come up with ingenious ways of overcoming obstacles. This game is taking the less traveled path of creating an obstacle, only to then give the characters an easy solution.
And nothing to climb on either. Guess I've got an idea. Turn your back against mine.
There are times, more than I'm willing to let slide, when Vincent and Leo's American accents slip and reveal it's two Swedes.
I got someone helping me in here.
Who's that?
His name is Vincent. Seems legit. But this guy wants to take him down as much as I do.
What? Why?
I don't know yet, but I'll find out.
Questioning the guy who just arrived in prison and immediately befriended you and revealed that he too was after Harvey should have been item number 1 on your list of things to do before inviting him into your escape plan.
How's Alex?
Well, it's been 6 months. He misses his father.
Why aren't you here?
Because I'm at home, expecting our baby.
The gimmick of this game is that it requires 2 people to play. It seems that the devs forgot to create more than one character though, because Leo and Vincent are nearly identical in one very important way. Both have a wife and child, meaning you will have pretty much the same emotional response no matter which ending you get. I wonder what the plan would have been had Leo not tried to break out of prison. Vincent is an undercover cop here to find out where Harvey and the diamond he and Leo stole is. Had Leo sat tight in prison, Vincent would have wasted his time going undercover. For a game titled A Way Out, they spent less than an hour in prison before finding it.
It's important. You need to hear this.
You gotta hear this cliche.
You decided?
Yes. Price down or no deal.
Okay. No deal.
It's going to be awfully hard to move this diamond if you kill every person who balks at your price.
There's a camp down there. Yeah, but it looks empty.
The campfire is still smoldering. That's normally a sign that someone has been here within the past few hours. And you two are still being chased by the police. A campfire is not a good idea.
Vincent, I need to know what your story with Harvey is.
There was plenty of time to follow up on this while in prison. This old guy had a shotgun on the dinner table after hearing about escaped convicts in the area. After Vincent tricks them out of the house, the shotgun is missing and in an upstairs closet. I just want to point out that Vincent is an undercover cop who expects to go back to a normal life after this is over. Here he is driving a getaway truck while Leo shoots at and likely kills several police officers. Maybe you could make the excuse that the reason Leo and Vincent were not pursued that much after escaping prison is because of the undercover nature of Vincent's job and they need to hold back to let him work. But they certainly try their best to capture the two during this chase. which would have ended any chance Vincent had of finding Harvey through Leo.
Stop! You're under arrest!
Stay where you are!
We're not actually going to come down there to arrest you though. We'll stand here on the bridge and expect you to comply. Despite being seen escaping by a rowboat, the police don't continue the pursuit. It should be pretty easy to capture two guys in a rowboat or at least follow them along the river with a chopper. This is the second scene where Harvey is shown killing someone he was doing business with. How does he keep finding new business partners if everyone he works with ends up dead or in jail?
Give me the case!
What the fuck are you doing?
You've shown you have no morals, so why have him walk a few feet before you kill him anyways?
But I need to make sure my family's safe first.
You already know your family is safe. She told you she had moved the two of them where Harvey would never find them when she visited you in prison.
Your husband is broken out of prison.
Stop calling me ma'am, okay? I have no clue where he is.
Here's the thing about cops. They wouldn't buy that and would stake out the trailer to see if Leo showed up.
You know what? Let's just leave. Let's get out of here.
And you really think Harvey will leave us alone?
Leo's wife Linda is surprisingly supportive of her husband wanting to risk his life to kill Harvey instead of using this opportunity to get out of the country.
Me and my friend here, we're gonna walk in there, we're gonna see your boss Ray. Once we do that, I'm gonna break every bone in his body until I get the information I need. Now think long and hard about what you're gonna say next. If it's not gonna be, hey guys, you're welcome, then we have a problem.
Oh, okay then. I hate that guy, so, well, you're welcome.
This works. I mean, this has to be a union, right? The guy at the gate might have been willing to look the other way, but once Leo and Vincent start chasing Ray all over the construction yard and tearing it apart, I think at least one of the construction crew would have called the police.
Start talking then.
All right, calm down, man, calm down. Somewhere in Mexico. I don't know where exactly, but he's in Mexico. He's got a big mansion there.
Well, that's a start. I'm afraid the game forgot to narrow it down a bit further because that's all the information they ever get. Yet somehow they still end up picking the right location when they go to find Harvey. Now that they know where to find Harvey, Vincent's job should be over. That was what he went undercover to learn. Instead, this will keep going like it was the plan all along for Vincent to hunt down a wanted criminal with the help of another wanted criminal, cross the border to Mexico where he has no jurisdiction, then commit an extrajudicial killing.
Wait. Step aside.
Yeah. Don't you know that there is always a pre-bent coat hanger on the ground next to cars you need to break into?
Gas station? You think they'll have enough money?
Undercover cops are not allowed to break the law even to maintain their cover. Vincent robbing this gas station would still get him sent to prison once this whole thing is over. Opening the safe with the combination triggers an alarm. I wonder how they deal with the cops showing up every day when they put money in the safe at the end of the shift. Where did you pull that gun from? There was clearly none on you when you started talking. The lady they buy guns from ends up being an informant for Harvey. However, she waits until after they buy guns from her to tell Harvey, ensuring the two are now well armed to take him on. She could have told Harvey after Leo called and arranged a meeting, which would have allowed Harvey's hitman to set up the ambush in a desert. Since Vincent is an undercover cop, I don't think the police would allow the news to put his mugshot in the paper, since that would blow his cover. The only people other than his handlers who know what he's doing is his wife, so friends and family would be pretty shocked to learn Vincent was in jail.
Are you sure you can get us a plane?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't want to walk to Mexico.
You wouldn't. You have a car. Theater signs always know what movie to display that will describe what's happening in the actual story. It's never as clever as you think it is.
What? When? Where's she?
The pilot Vincent calls to arrange a flight also happens to know about his wife going into labor just hours ago. Sure, she's a cop too, and maybe could have been informed about it, but no one knew Vincent would need to arrange a flight to Mexico. It would likely only be his handler who knows about his wife and undercover work, and not some random police pilot.
But I need to go.
What? What are you talking about? You okay?
I'm fine, but I need to be somewhere else right now.
Hey, you can't just walk away?
I'm not walking away. But something happened and I need to be there.
Stop playing the pronoun game and tell him you need to go see your wife and newborn child. You would have to tell him anyway on the way there. The assassin Harvey hired finds Leo and Vincent outside the theater that they stopped at to use a payphone without any information on where they were in the city. A silencer is pretty pointless when you are going to be shooting the gun in clear view of everyone on the street. No cops will be called as a gunman shoots up a theater. This was the best assassin Harvey could buy. The guy can only saunter forward at the same pace one uses when they desperately need to find the restroom but are trying not to be obvious about it. He also likes to stare directly into bright stage lights while shooting. Between this guy and the one in prison, I don't think Leo's family has too much to worry about.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the hospital, you're gonna see your kid, and then we go get that plane.
What better place for two wanted convicts to visit than a hospital?
You keep saying that, but you're gonna get yourself killed. I can't live with that.
I'm not gonna let that happen. I promise.
Well, both you and Vincent have been given the same exact character motivation and reason to live, so I'm thinking your chances are 50-50 at best.
No shooting. We're in a hospital.
Okay, let's go.
Besides the obvious irony of that statement, Leo is standing in front of a window in a hallway by himself. You can safely open fire. This chase through the hospital with the perspective constantly switching between Leo and Vincent, who are each controlled by a different player, is honestly my favorite part of the entire game, since I've never seen any moment quite like this in a game before. I guess none of these cops have been told to back off by the chief, since they need to let Leo run free to find Harvey. It's a miracle that this undercover plan worked given given how hard the police tried to recapture them. The cops didn't cuff Leo after they grabbed him, allowing Leo to free himself and get in the car with Vincent. Despite having multiple cruisers outside the hospital, the police give up the chase immediately.
Let him go.
Harvey's goons are so accustomed to him killing every single person, they even know that in order to let someone go means to kill the guy. You know, you two never exactly learned where in Mexico Harvey is, and Mexico is a very big place. Suddenly I'm getting PUBG flashbacks.
Oh, shit!
You can't accidentally remove your parachute by pulling one strap, for exactly this reason.
You think you just come into my fucking house? Think it's that easy to take me out?
Did you watch Scarface and skip the ending to prepare for this showdown? You even copied Tony's wardrobe and his fall off the balcony after being shot up. You had a pretty down-to-earth game until the simultaneous slow-mo dirt bike ramp jump that destroys the jeeps chasing you.
It's a long way home. You got anything better to do?
Leo is an escape con in possession of a huge diamond, and he is already in Mexico. The only thing in the US for him is his wife and son, and they already promised to leave the country once this was finished. Just call them and tell them to cross the border and meet up with you.
We should be landing in 10 minutes.
Okay.
What's Leo up to?
Sleeping.
About time to wake him up then.
Or maybe don't wake him up since the two of you are planning on arresting him as soon as you land. There were clearly no cops or vehicles on the airstrip when they landed. As soon as the door opens, they are surrounded and a spotlight is turned on them.
Everybody stand down.
No, keep your guns drawn. One of them is an armed criminal you plan to arrest.
Here you go. Good job, Vincent.
Rather than break Vincent's cover here by revealing he's a cop in front of Leo, it would have been wiser to continue the ruse by arresting both of them and only releasing Vincent once separated from Leo. That way Leo would be none the wiser and not think to take Vincent hostage. It was a big risk for Vincent to go undercover. He was there during the sting that went bad for Leo and Harvey. Vincent even ran right past Leo on the ground back then, so they wouldn't be able to rule out that Leo hadn't seen him and might recognize him in prison. Also, there was no real reason to go undercover in prison and get close to Leo since he didn't know where Harvey and the diamond was. This only worked out because Leo was planning an escape, which they couldn't have figured into this plan. The police would have had just as much success finding Harvey by shaking down his men like Leo did.
You're too close to this, Vincent.
So Vincent used his real name when he went undercover? That never happens. Ever. Considering Vincent saw how Leo got out of the same hostage situation with Harvey a few hours ago, you think he would at least try that same thing here. Emily is the only cop who managed to follow Leo and Vincent from the airfield, and she even had time to change into police clothes. So what was everyone else's excuse?
I'll go this way.
You go that way, directly into Leo's hands so he can have a submachine gun to even the playing field. This game truly knows how to create strife between people who have become as close as brothers. Only a sick mind would bring back the friendship-ending horror of GoldenEye-style split screen, where every time someone scores a kill on you, it was because they were not honoring the code and looking at your side of the screen.
How do you feel about this?
I looked really hard, but I don't see the window Vincent tackled Leo through in this shot. Suddenly I'm getting Metal Gear Solid 4 finale flashbacks. I finally get to end one of these videos on a positive, because the finale where Leo and Vincent are pitted against each other, and by that, you and whomever you played this game with, is pretty damn impressive. And the ending is determined by who gets the kill. I could probably send the game for having two almost identical endings. It's really just who leaves behind a grieving widow, but I'm willing to let it slide.
Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars!